Well, for now, we're joined live with more by Mr. William Risch. He's an associate professor at Georgia College and the author of The Ukrainian West. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to our broadcast.
Thank you.
We just heard in our report from our White House correspondent, President Obama having a phone conversation with Vladimir Putin, asking him to withdraw, also letting it be known that the U.S. is suspending any preparations for the G8 that would have been ongoing. Does the UN Security Council, in your view, have any authority at this point to pressure Russia to withdraw from Crimea?
It's very difficult to say, but it seems that based on the fact that Russia is a permanent member of the Security Council and has veto powers, it will be difficult to do something without Russia's say in this matter. On the other hand, I think it was very positive that yesterday, at least, or over the night, China seemed to be expressing support for Ukrainian territorial integrity, for one Ukrainian state, and no changing of the borders and so on. So perhaps with China and with other members of the Security Council, something can be done. Also, I have seen news that the EU and the UN are going to have a joint meeting on Monday dealing with this crisis, and it's quite possible that through many fronts, not just on the part of the United States, there might be enough pressure on Russia to hopefully reconsider these plans that they've made and what they've done so far.
Mr. Risch, you just returned from Kiev a month ago, you told me, and actually in Crimea you have the Crimean Tatars, you have the Russians and the Ukrainians. What is your feeling that the people on the ground in Crimea want at this point?
Well, it is a very complicated ethnic situation. 58% Russian, something like 24% Ukrainian, and then 12% Crimean Tatar. So that's something like 36% or more of the population versus roughly 60% of the population being Russian. And as far as I can tell, feelings are very much mixed, as the previous broadcast clearly indicated. There are some people who are for Kiev. There are some people who are against Kiev. There are some people who want Russian protection and identify with the historical roots of such cities as Sevastopol, and Sevastopol, I should say, was a major port for the Imperial Russian Black Sea Fleet, and it's still important for Russia's Black Sea Fleet today. The problem is that the Crimean Tatars do not want to become a part of Russia, and there are many Russians and Ukrainians on Crimea who are very ambiguous, who are apolitical, and in fact, the younger generation born after 1991 identifies more with Ukraine, some political scientists suggest these days.
There has been speculation that Russia's movement into Crimea is really a duplicate of what they did in Georgia in 2008. If you look at it, it almost looks like an exact blueprint. The communication systems were cut off. Air flights in and out of the area were suspended. Why do you think the U.S. was caught flat-footed on this move by Russian President Vladimir Putin?
I think it was because there was really no indication on the part of the Russian government that they're planning on invading Crimea. They did, support Yanukovych as president, but frankly, I just don't think the White House was paying much attention to Russian and East European affairs. I should point out to listeners and to viewers that, the United States government has been cutting major programs that fund studies of Eastern Europe and the former Soviet Union. I believe it's the Title VIII program by the U.S. Department of State. And with those kinds of cutbacks, of course, they're going to be clueless about Eastern Europe and thus be cut off guard.
William Risch, associate professor and author of The Ukrainian West, thank you so much for your time and your insight.